ready.
You're not going to start with your little SpongeBob I'm ready again?
I'm ready.
Welcome to What the Fuck is Happening, the podcast.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
You got me going.
Oh my god.
Hello,
welcome to What the Fuck is Happening, the podcast.
The RuPaul's
Drag Race Down Race Under review, recap, bonus episode, spin-off, sequel series, prequel series, bonus episode of What the Fuck is Happening, the podcast.
Exactly.
Featuring Nicholas.
And Madison.
And two puppies.
Nigel and Jasper. They're locked in the room with us, so you might hear them.
It's true.
Claw around.
Or you might hear them making out.
Possible. Or fight to the death. It's literally one of the two.
Yeah, but we also do that.
Accurate.
So.
You got me there.
Bless.
Okay.
Hello. Sorry, I'm going to have to stop doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, Madison.
Okay, Nicholas.
We start the episode by straight from last week's episode is how we start this episode, right?
Yeah.
We come in.
Oh yeah, Miss Wiglet.
Miss Wiglet is gone.
She's wiggled it out of the
Yeah.
competition, and that made me so sad.
We were both on the verge of tears watching Karen and Ketamine cry for Anita.
I mean, I wasn't, but I was sad.
Heartless whore. What's that from Evita? Don't cry for me, Argentina.
I don't know.
Don't cry for me, Anita. That's one for the
I honestly don't know what you're saying.
for the theater nerds. Can you do one thing at a time?
No.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
Anyway, so we go through that. It's sad. We miss Anita. R.I.P.
Miss Anita. She would have been
Justice for
so
Anita.
good today. And
She would've-
same with JoJo.
Same with JoJo.
We're still as upset about that 5 weeks later.
Yeah, literally. So this episode, generally speaking, is a branding/marketing challenge.
Yeah.
Which has no place on Drag Race, and that's that on that.
Not really.
So disclaimer, Maddie and I both don't like these challenges.
No. I think it's better when they've got the whole you have to act in it and make it funny aspect to it, but the whole idea of them actually having to write and come up with their own product to market is a bit like
When they're being graded on the idea.
unnecessary. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like why they should all just have a standard idea and then they have to put their own twist on it. That would make way more sense.
Agreed.
Anyway,
we get a little bit of Just the Queens before RuPaul comes in at the very beginning, and etc. is being so mean to Ketamine.
oh my gosh, she was so mean.
Bitching about
She went
the outfit from last week.
and on.
Like mercilessly.
It was like, bitch,
Calm
you're
down.
wrong. Yeah.
Calm down. Go to sleep. That's a Roni quote for you.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I don't understand why she's being so mean, especially to Kita and Elektra.
It's really true.
But then, you know what Ketamine said that really was like nail on the head?
What?
Kita said that the Aussie Queens feel like it's their show,
Yeah.
and the Kiwi Queens were just added in at the last minute because it's filmed in New Zealand last minute.
Yep.
And I think she's completely right.
I think she is too.
And that's to Australians.
Accurate.
Stop being sea bombs.
I feel like Australians in general are definitely like, wow, we're the only ones in this part of the world, you know?
Yeah.
It's like we don't identify ourselves as being part of Southeast Asia, which I guess we're kind of not. But then, like, we're just like, it's Australia. We're in Australia. And it's
Pacific
like,
Islanders
no.
don't exist.
Exactly. So it's a bit like, yeah, I think that's not just a Drag Race thing. I think that's reflective of our general outlook on life.
It's not surprising that it would lead into Drag Race.
Yeah.
Tea. Although this is officially, I really, really, really want Kita and Elektra to be in the final four.
Same.
Because Ketamine saying, you know, I guess what they say about Australia being full of snakes is true.
That was iconic.
That was so funny.
That was iconic.
Truly great. And then Karen from finance, who's the only one actually like sympathizing with the Kiwi Queens.
Yeah.
Karen said that she thinks that etc. is just really jealous of how well Ketamine's doing.
Accurate.
And I think that is
Tea.
the tea. That is the TT.
Yeah, I agree.
Of course, we then have the reading challenge.
Yes. Oof.
Honestly, it was a pretty good reading challenge as far as they go.
There was some
The only
ups
one
and
that like
downs.
bombed real hard was Scarlett Adams.
Well, and Electra. Oh no.
No, Electra was pretty good.
She did a couple of really bad ones, but then she did one really good one.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was, but it saved the whole thing.
Yeah, and then the two best were Art Simone and Ketamine,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then
That was so long ago.
we both knew that Art Simone was going to win, didn't we?
We did, yes.
Because the they-them joke was hilarious.
It was hilarious. As I said to Nick, it could have gone
So bad.
wrong, but it didn't, and so that means it automatically is way better than anything else.
Yeah. And I think etc. tweeted or something, and she was like, that's how you make fun of
Yeah.
a non-binary person without being transphobic.
Yeah, it's true, for sure.
So all around, everyone loved it.
Yeah, I agree.
Resounding success. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh god. And then we find out that it's a marketing branding challenge.
Yeah.
And the product they have to be selling is a Vegemite.
Yeah.
For all those non-Australians, it was actually never clarified
No, it wasn't.
that a yeast spread is Vegemite.
Iconic.
They never said that.
No, they didn't.
And I'm like, what about all the international viewers? They're going to be so fucking confused.
Yeah. Although I feel like everyone knows what Vegemite is, and international people are always like, wow, Australia, Vegemite. So I feel like it's probably a natural one-to-one conclusion to make, but it definitely, I think, could be confusing for some.
Yeah.
I think the biggest indicator was that it was black.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a visual
Yeah.
clue.
This is true, but still,
Some
people won't even know the reference.
it's true. They won't.
You know?
Yeah.
Yes, and then we have another little bit written in the workroom. Get to know the queens even further. Basically, etc. is getting called out for being a bitch.
Yeah,
actually for being shady. And then I really, really appreciated etc. was like, well, in the confessional, etc. was like, well, I'm not shady, I'm just a bitch.
Yeah, she was like, I'm not hiding it.
Yeah, I'm not being subtle.
Yeah.
And I was like, exactly.
It's really true.
She's being upfront about it.
Yeah, it's really true. She's not shady because she doesn't
Yeah.
hide it at all.
Also, to clarify, in drag, because it's drag, we're using she pronouns.
Oh, yeah.
Out of drag, it's
Yeah.
they, them, but yeah. Just to clarify.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we had the actual filming of the ads,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Which was
Chaotic. Actually, it wasn't that chaotic.
It was pretty, it was chaotic, but fine.
It's not as bad as some that we've seen.
Yeah, oh my god, dude. Some of the American ones specifically are so cringe.
Oof.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Yuck.
Sorry.
I don't know why I always yawn during recording this review, but I'm always yawning
Wow.
like 15 times.
That's so rude of you.
I agree.
Okay,
hi.
yeah, look, most of the actual filming of the ads was pretty smooth.
Yeah, it was. Even like that one chick, Maxi Shield, even though she did a terrible job, it wasn't like chaotic. It was just like, you're so stupid.
Not knowing lines,
Yeah.
stage fright.
Yeah.
Which also, spoiler alert, her ad actually turned out pretty good.
It did. I was really surprised
That
when
they
all
hated
of the
it.
judges were like, oh, it didn't really come through. I was like, I mean, compared to what we saw of her filming it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was shook that it actually came together.
Yeah.
Because even Maxi said she didn't think it was going to come
Yeah,
together.
no, exactly.
But it did.
But it did.
In my opinion.
I agree. I feel like all of the judges had really weird opinions on the ads.
Yeah.
Except for Rue. Everything we said, Rue said. And that was the first time I'd been like, wow, RuPaul is right.
Yeah. yeah, exactly. He's got the actual opinion of the audience.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Etcetera's was confusing from the filming to the final product.
Which one was that?
Piss.
Oh, that was a choice.
That was a choice. But no, the filming specifically was, that was one of the chaotic ones.
Yeah, no, that's correct.
That is correct, because I'm always right. Oh my god, we had Electra next, and Electra asking the pit crew member if he minds her miming a blowjob on him. That was so wholesome.
So cute. That was
like,
so cute.
11 out of 10, that's what they should all be doing.
It's really true.
But like, that specific, I mean, if I didn't already stan Electra.
Yeah. No, it was actually, that was really nice for her. Her whole filming
Yeah, she did
in
incredible.
general, she did an incredible job, and that was just like the cherry on top.
Do you reckon it has something to do with the fact that she had her own dance studio and stuff, so she's been teaching dancing. She knows how to be assertive and tell people.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Because I was wondering that, actually.
Yeah.
I forget everyone all the time about anything that they've talked about in the past. But I definitely, when I was watching that, I was like, wow, she must in her real life, like, be doing a job where she's in control a lot. That makes sense.
And she was.
That would be it.
That would be it. Although Electra's RuPaul was horrifically bad in a good way.
It's true. It was
it
so
swung
bad.
back around to
It
good.
did.
It's like entertaining.
It did. It was almost one of those ones where it was like, this is so far from the actual RuPaul that it's
That's like
funny.
Yeah.
It's like reflective.
Yeah.
In a way.
Like her Moira Rose.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we had Maxi, who was struggling. She was running out of time and forgetting her lines.
Aww.
Similar to the singing challenge.
Yeah. Yes.
So I kind of feel like it's stage fright, which I completely
vibe with. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It does. It's very sad for her though.
So yeah, then the rest of the ads were like fine filming. And then we go to the fucking workroom the next day to get ready for the for the runway.
Yeah.
And Scarlett, out of nowhere, volunteers the information that she'd done blackface.
Blackface, yes.
And while I'm glad it's addressed...
Yeah.
I mean, I took notes. Should I just...
Yeah.
I don't know. What did I write? Oh, right when Scarlett was saying it. One, she didn't say it straight away. She said, I did something in my past that was bad.
Yeah.
But... Scarlett said, she said, like many drag queens did, I did this thing.
Yeah, that was definitely a bit scapegoaty.
Yes, and it was very much a non-apology type thing. Like, if you are offended, I'm sorry. I call that a housewife apology because that's all they do on The Real Housewives. But, like, if it starts off like that, it's not a strong start.
No, it's really true. That was definitely... But I feel like... I mean, definitely I'm not, like, making excuses for her or anything like that. But I feel like aside from that one line, which was definitely very bad, I feel like her apology, it seemed heartfelt. It seemed like she meant it.
Except some of the facts were wrong.
Were they?
She said she did it in her teens. She did it into her early 20s, at least.
Oof.
And she's not that old. Like, I think she's only like 29 or something.
Oh.
So, she definitely played it down.
Yeah, yeah. Especially
if you look at the collage that was put together of all the times she did it.
Wow.
I'm just saying, it was more recent than she made it seem.
I feel like also we said this last time, but like 1 or 2 times you could see it as a mistake, but when you start doing it
not
like...
a mistake, but like something to grow from.
Yeah, for sure. It's like, like maybe you're not entirely aware
like
of
she said, the unlearning the
doing.
racism from child. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. But once you start to get to like doing it multiple times, it's a bit like
yeah. And she also, in her very beginning, she said that she was she did something that she was called out for recently, and I'm reading into it, but to me that seemed like an admission that she hadn't regretted it until she was called out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does make sense. I don't know if that is what she was saying.
I don't either, but that's reading into it.
But it might be what she was saying. Like, it's not what she was saying.
Yeah. Anyway, like it was not a very deep unpacking of the entire situation.
No, it wasn't. Although etc. was really upset about it.
Etc. and Art Simone both held her pretty accountable.
They did.
Which was good.
I agree.
Having said that, this was a room full of 7 white people.
It's true.
Discussing racism.
Yeah, that's true.
The 2 non-white queens have already gone home.
Yeah.
Who would have had the actual meaningful input to the conversation.
That's true.
So
I feel like etc. was like she was discussing it from her own perspective as trans. So I feel like there's like a flip side to that, because it's like on the one hand, I guess she understands systemic oppression and stuff, but on the other hand, it's like, okay, no, wait, these are 2 separate issues. Let's not conflate them, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, so that was a thing. But anyway, in the same topic, we may as well do this now. When RuPaul later on calls her out about it on the main stage, I do feel like she was sorry.
Yeah.
And like what RuPaul said is 1,000,000% true. Something that happened 10 years ago, allegedly, maybe sooner, who knows.
Yeah.
People can learn and can grow.
They can.
Cancel culture is not the answer.
Yeah.
The answer is being a better person.
Yeah, for sure.
And actions speak louder than words and all that. Sure. But that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know though. Like, what more? Like, yes, I do agree. But what?
I have more tea.
What would you? Oh, okay.
Late at like 1 a.m. last night when I was on Twitter.
Yeah.
Art Simone tweeted.
Stop.
And you know what she said?
What?
She said, I wonder why they cut out the Untucked from this episode.
Oh.
And then this morning it was deleted.
The tweet. Wow.
Which not to be...
Drama.
Not to be QAnon.
It did though.
But this leads me to believe that there was a much... more... maybe not dramatic, but... deeper conversation about that in the Untucked. Yeah. And she's right. We did, like, literally they cut the entire thing.
They did.
So unless they're planning on releasing it as like a bonus 10 episode segment extra, which they're not going to, I'm very curious to see what happens.
They do a reunion, don't they?
Oh, no, not the international.
Oh.
Because it's only 8 episodes, 10 episodes.
Yeah, I guess.
But I'm very interested. None of the other queens follow Scarlett Adams on any social media.
Interesting.
They have all disowned her.
Interesting.
Jojo, Coco, Art, and etc. all talked about it on Twitter last night, and they all said seemed to have the same conclusion that Scarlett's not all that.
Interesting. Interesting.
So I'm inclined to...
she seemed like a bit of a bitch a couple of times as well. Like, she seemed like she's a bit holier than thou.
Cocky. But not confident, but cocky,
Yeah, a bit arrogant. A bit. Yeah. Interesting.
I don't know. Like, obviously, we can only judge on what we saw, but...
It's true. And even then, we're both
me.
white.
We're both white. Yeah. But it intrigues me to know that more happened behind the scenes that...
Yeah, I agree.
We have not seen.
Yeah.
You know?
Interesting.
So anyway, not our place to accept any apology, but...
No, we definitely do not.
Wig. Oh, and then we get to the main stage.
Okay. I liked basically all of the looks today.
Yeah, I took photos anyway, but first, the in-person guest judge this week is Rina Owen.
Yeah.
Who I love.
Yeah.
Everything I've seen her in, she's been like a pitch perfect performance.
Love that.
In the Stan murder mystery TV show The Gloaming, truly a haunting performance.
Really?
Like this crazed, manic, but also like dark.
Okay.
I don't even know how to explain it, but it was phenomenal. So I stan.
Love that. I don't think I've seen her in it. She looks vaguely familiar, but I wouldn't know what she's been in and that I've seen her in.
Well, legend. We'll go through the looks and then the ads.
Yeah.
Just quickly the looks, because we don't usually have a huge amount to say.
No, well then they were all pretty solid today.
We have, you know what?
What?
Looking back on Electra's, I actually like it a lot more, the outfit, than I liked at the time.
Yeah.
It
as RuPaul said, it wasn't anything necessarily revolutionary, but it was
done well.
But it was done very, very well, and it was also one of her best looks. But her makeup was stunning.
Literally the eye makeup and the painted on wig. I don't think I've seen a painted on wig like that, like that on Drag Race yet. But yeah,
it was very good.
Very good.
It was very good.
We had Kitamine's butterfly dress.
Loved the butterfly dress.
It was really good.
So cute.
Didn't you stand the green lips?
I loved the green lips. The glitter. Oh, stop. It was amazing.
It was very good.
It was very good.
And then we had Maxi Shields' Picnic at Hanging Rock.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really vibing with this. It was very Little Bo Peep to me. But, like, it looks good. She did a good job.
Have you seen Picnic at Hanging Rock?
No.
Oh, it's very Little Bo Peep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
There you go. She got the vibe exactly right.
It's very accurate to Picnic at Hanging Rock. It's maybe a little bit plain for Drag Race, but like...
Yeah.
That's because it's expected to be so over the top.
Yeah.
But honestly, yeah, as a Picnic at Hanging Rock cosplay, it's very good.
No, it is a... It's
and
a
she looks pretty.
Look. She did look. She looked very nice.
Picnic at Hanging Rock's a wild movie.
Is it? Oh,
like,
I thought it was a TV show.
Well, they remade it as a TV show recently.
Okay.
But no, the original movie is like a slow burn, and then the final like 20 minutes is like
insane,
disturbingly wild.
Okay, all right, I'm keen for that. I love that.
It's really good. It's like it's one of those movies. It's like horror for people who don't like horror. That bird's gonna come inside.
Me? What bird?
Just averted disaster. Oh. I think it's gone.
Good one, Nigel. Thanks for your help now.
We had Karen from Finance's firefighter look.
Okay, I honestly, I think this was when I was picking Nigel up, so I don't really remember it on the wrong way. But but when she came out and they did all the judging and stuff, I was like, oh, that looks good.
Yeah. We had Art Simone's double look, which was the bushranger type.
I didn't see that bit either. I was
corky
also
hat
picking up the dogs
into the Cath Day night.
Kim. I mean, amazing Cath Day night.
Yeah, really good.
Really,
actually.
really good. Bit plain again. It's just white pants and a pink jumper, isn't it?
Remembering she had the double look.
I mean, I guess, but again, that was just a hat and a coat.
This is true. This is true. Okay, next we had Etcetera's, whose was a 2.5 look.
Yeah, it was weird, wasn't it?
Started off as a green monster.
Yeah, that was weird.
Into a, as she describes, blackened, burnt down tree.
Yeah.
I didn't get that, but I think it's pretty.
Yeah, yes.
And then she pulled out some...
greenery.
New life.
Yeah, I mean, when she was explaining the concept of like the bushflyers and blah blah blah, I was like, I'm totally vibing with this. This is an interesting story that you're trying to tell. I'm just not necessarily sure it comes across. Literally, when she came out, I was like, is this like she's supposed to be a sewer monster? Like, what's the deal here?
Literally. Looks like a Muppet.
Yeah, she did, but a bad Muppet. A poorly dressed Muppet.
Too. And then lastly, we had Scarlett Adams.
Okay, you didn't like this one.
Well,
but I didn't mind it.
Not quite. The whole look, I did not like.
Yeah, fair.
I thought the Priscilla stuff hanging off the back looked poorly put together. It looked cheap.
Yeah, I could probably agree with that. It definitely, if you're going to do that, I think it probably could look better. But also, I really liked the concept behind it. So I was vibing with having, like, how long that train was and how it was flapping in the wind. I was like, this is cool.
Okay.
I like it. She looks a bit like a fish, though.
But when she took all that off for the critiques, then I was like, oh, yes, that is a good outfit.
It was very
the skin tight,
to me,
cinched, like, completely silver. I thought was very good.
Yeah, I agree.
But to each their own, I guess. And then we have the ads, which honestly they were all kind of
there was only a couple that really stand out as terrible.
Yeah, who are
the piss one?
Yeah, and the vagina one.
And the vagina one,
which is
Wait, the snatch one.
Yeah, which is
I would potentially argue as well that the discharge one was not great. Like,
whose was that?
Karen.
That one wasn't that good either.
I feel like, honestly, I actually didn't, when she said she was going to do it based around discharge, I was like, okay, this could kind of be funny, but she did not pull it off at all.
Yeah, I agree. Oh my god, we also need to mention Michelle's makeup because it looked banging.
Oh my god, it was banging. Her eye makeup. Ugh. Michelle pulls some looks.
Yeah. Like
her makeup artist. She wow.
Oh my god, okay, we did Electroshock's ad first. And when I realized it was a reenactment of a runway scene, I died.
So funny.
It was so funny.
It was so funny. Particularly when she paused and she came out and she was like,
pause.
Yeah. It felt really like Emperor's New Groove.
Yes.
Which was hilarious.
Charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent.
That was so funny.
Too.
And Michelle said, she was like, the one thing that really got Electra like pulled her through was the ad talent. And while I agree that was definitely the funniest part, I felt like her whole ad was kind of funny. Like, again, the whole concept of having, like, reenacting the runway scene, hilarious. She definitely had the biggest, like, actual storyline in her ad.
But, like, she did perfectly what the other queens, a lot of the other queens failed at, which was, she acknowledged the fact that she had 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And she didn't try and shove too much into it.
Yeah,
too much story.
It's really true. It was just enough. It was, like, exactly what you need for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Also, Michelle was really, really, really annoyed about, I think we have already talked about this episode, but Michelle was really annoyed with Electra's Rupaul impression when they were filming.
Yeah.
She was so pissed off, but I didn't feel like it was that bad. Yeah, and like it was, as we said, it kind of went full circle and was really good.
Yeah.
Like, it was just ridiculous enough that it didn't feel like it was making fun of RuPaul. It was just being a ridiculous version.
Exactly.
It was really nice.
Yeah.
I liked it. Funny.
I agree. Also, fucking RuPaul, when she was critiquing Electra and was like, oh, for the past few weeks, we thought she was gonna.
Yes, that was brutal.
I was like, okay.
That was brutal. Oh my God. And the funny thing is that, like, if you really felt she was a goner,
why just keep her over all those other people?
Exactly. Although she was in the bottom 2 times, wasn't she? Still.
2 out of 4.
That's not a great ratio.
And then we had Kitamine's ad, and I mean, Kitamine's just delightful.
Kitamine is just delightful. I agree.
She did the Divine Pink Flamingos, what's it called? Homage.
I haven't seen that, so I don't know what the reference.
I have, and I am scarred. Yeah. Hers wasn't super funny, but it was good.
Yeah, it was solid.
I can't remember what the story was, so that's probably...
There was...
Yeah, exactly.
No, wait, there was a rich lady. It was a donut thing.
Oh, the donut thing, which didn't make sense.
No, it didn't make sense.
Yes. Next was the Maxi Shields ad, which...
Yeah, which I think, again, as we said, was not as bad as the judges made it seem to be.
Yeah. I mean, Maxi really thought she had nothing to put together, but honestly, I think it was really good. Like, I understand that the final outcome wasn't like... She wasn't like a horny monster.
No.
But that was the only downfall, I think.
I agree. Like, it had much more of a story than it seemed like it was going to. And also, when Michelle, when they were filming, Michelle was like, really? You're going to stand in the same spot again? I was expecting her to literally just be standing the whole time, but she wasn't. Like, it was varied.
I agree.
I mean, yeah.
I agree. And then, whose did we have? We had Art Simone's. No, we didn't. We had Karen's. And Karen's was the discharge one, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even remember it, but in my notes it says good but not funny.
No, it wasn't very funny.
Yeah.
No. There's so much you could do with discharge. Oh, no, there's not. There's not much you can do with discharge.
Although I will say, Karen making her outfit so political was iconic, and she really got on stage and said, fuck Scott Morrison.
She really did. That was iconic.
Which is exactly what I like. Thank you for that.
I agree. 100%. You were correct.
Very good.
She definitely was like, we live in the age of climate change denial. It's like, you're right,
when
Queen.
Our politicians are denying climate change.
Yeah.
So it was like a name drop without a name drop.
It's really true. It was iconic.
A name drop without getting sued. Well, yes. Next we had Art Simone's ad.
Yeah, we did.
Which you said you didn't understand.
Oh, with the Americans. It was like, I get the concept, but it didn't really come through.
Right.
Like, I felt like she was just saying a bunch of shit.
I think it was too fast paced because she tried to shove so much in.
She really did.
Because it was like the concept was literally just the concept of Vegemite is really, we don't actually eat it. It's just a facade to scare away Americans.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
I guess.
She just tried to do it too much in it. Right?
Yeah, it's really true. There was a lot going on. It was like jumping back between info and acting, and it was like, what are you doing? What are you selling?
Yeah.
What is going on here?
And also, like, while it's annoying that they have to play to pretty vague references because 2 of the judges are American.
Yeah.
It was maybe a bit too niche.
That's really fair.
Just for who she was playing to, you know?
Yeah, that's fair.
Next we had Etcetera's piss spread, which
I don't think we need to talk about that.
How is, like, just even on a base level, how is piss a spread?
Again, I didn't, like, I get the concept, but, like, what's the concept, you know?
Yeah, I didn't get the concept.
No, it doesn't really make any sense.
It's
weird. It was a bit weird.
Yeah, and then it was Scarlett's, and Scarlett did the American accent for the main part, and then fucking Jennifer Coolidge again at the end.
What was her ad again, sorry?
Her ad was something. It was something about vaginas.
Oh, that's right. Spread. Snatch. That was weird.
It was not good. I thought it was actually worse than Maxi's.
Yeah, I would put those 2 in the bottom.
If you disregarded the runways.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, sorry.
Yeah.
I would put those 2 ads in the bottom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it didn't make sense. And especially with Etc. and Scarlett, like Michelle said, just because it's dirty doesn't mean it's funny.
No, definitely. In fact, because it was dirty, it made it actively not funny.
Well, I love dirty humor, but that was
in this specific context, I mean.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. And then when RuPaul called out Scarlett Adams for the blackface, did you see Michelle's face?
I did. It was hilarious.
Cackling. It was so funny.
It
was so funny.
It was very dramatic.
It was very dramatic.
Yeah.
What
do you think? Do you think? I thought it was very
brief.
Yes, but also just as a note of just like interest, my own interest. How do you think? Do you think RuPaul was like saving that up? Do you think that?
Oh, for episode 5.
Or for when she brought, like, do you think she was saving it for something? Or do you think she was coincidentally made aware via the internet of the blackface incident in the same episode that Scarlett was bringing it up? Or do you think that because Scarlett said it in the workroom, the producers then told RuPaul and RuPaul was like, what?
Totally honestly, I think the producers and RuPaul all knew about it.
Okay.
Before she was on the show. And they came to the conclusion, look, if she mentions it, we're not going to say anything.
Yeah.
If she does mention it, we're going to have to address it.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Which I don't know if I'd call what they did addressing it. Because she was still, like, immediately safe.
It's true. And additionally...
I mean, I don't know how they'd play that out if they put her in the bottom for it or whatever, but...
Yeah.
It's complicated.
It's very complicated, and it's an interesting idea,
Sorry.
even if... Yes, I'm going to keep going.
Yeah,
it's an interesting idea that they wouldn't have known about it beforehand and still been like, yeah, we're going to put her in.
They absolutely knew about it beforehand.
With only 8 people when we could choose somebody else, you know?
10 people.
10. Oh, was there 10 of them? Wow.
You know what they should have done?
Is they invited her to be in...
Yeah, well, they shouldn't have invited her in the first place.
Yeah.
But they should have kicked off Scarlett Adams and brought back JoJo Zaho.
Yes! Oh my god. Yes.
Although she's missed 4 episodes, so I don't know how that would work.
It's really true. That would be a
But that's what should have happened.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Anyway, and then Electroshock wins the challenge, which we love.
Yes.
I was living for how delighted Karen was for her.
Yeah.
It was adorable.
It was adorable. And Electra, she was like this really adorable mix of like being so shocked and delighted that it was like
wholesome.
She like couldn't believe it.
It was so
it was
sweet.
Cute. Yeah.
It was very sweet.
That was really funny in the confessional when she was like, oh my god, I won. What did I do though? I was like, wow, what a mood.
Yeah, too. Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, then the very bottom 2 is Maxi Shield and etc. etc.
Yes.
Which I think we guessed.
We did. It made sense.
It made mostly sense. The lip sync song, when I tell you we screamed.
It's true.
It started.
We were so into it.
Ah!
We were Josh in that first episode of Jupiter's Legacy. What's his
Josh Duhamel.
Yeah.
A throwback to our normal podcast. Go listen to the regular pod. Literally, Vanessa Amorosi is a legend.
Yes.
Absolutely everybody needs to have absolutely everybody the song on their phone.
Yes.
Because it's in all my playlists. As a rule.
As it should be.
As a rule.
I mean, I don't know any of the words, but the melody goes off.
It's used in every ad campaign.
That's true.
But I implore anyone who is even slightly bopped by absolutely everybody to go and listen to Vanessa Amorosi's This Is Who I Am.
Yeah. Which
is one of my all-time favorite songs.
Wow.
That defined my 2006. I think that might have been on the same So Fresh CD as Leona Lewis's Bleeding Love.
Iconic. Again, reference to the real pod there. Go watch.
This is who I am.
That's pretty iconic.
It's a banger.
Wow.
It's a self-love banger. We love it.
We do love a self-love banger.
Anyway, etc., loses. She goes home.
Yeah, she's a bitch, so we're okay with that.
Yeah. Very, very not nice.
No, she was quite mean. And not mean in even like a funny way. She was just mean.
And I think borderline cruel.
Yeah, I think a lot of the reason why I didn't like her is because a lot of that meanness stemmed from the fact that she was so disbelieving that her own drag was not the best and everyone didn't love her.
Yeah.
That she was like, but everyone else sucks and I'm amazing. And it's like, okay, queen, let's maybe have a bit of self-reflection there.
Yeah, a mix of jealousy and main character syndrome.
Yeah, exactly. And I also don't like shady queens, the ones who like pretend they're friends with everybody. And are actually really mean. So in that respect, I guess I can be like, okay, etc. Like I
was open about it.
Yeah, at least you're honest. Like I respect that, but also she was really mean. She was very cruel, unnecessarily. Like a lot of the things she was saying weren't even true half the time. So yeah,
fair.
Anyway, so we're glad she's gone.
Yeah, and I will say, etc. was a very gracious loser.
She was actually more so than I expected her to be.
Same.
Although there was one throwaway line in the workroom. I can't remember what it was, but I was like,
I'm only 22. You know, some of these other queens.
Yeah, I won't have another opportunity or something like that. Yeah.
Which is pretty funny.
That was a lot.
That was funny. Yeah. So then we have the preview for next week's episode, which is the makeover family resemblance challenge, which is always amazing.
Yeah.
To watch, not to actually. Sometimes it's super cringe.
Sometimes it is super cringe.
But I'm very excited for it. It's Rugby Boys.
Keen for that.
How funny is that?
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. I have one more question for you specifically.
Okay.
Because I've seen some discourse on social media, obviously.
Discourse.
Where else is discourse? And it's a lot of people are really offended by the amount of vagina jokes.
American people?
It seems to be Australian as well.
Interesting.
It seems to be just people. I will say, though, that for some absurd reason, the Drag Race fandom loves to pick apart and shit on every single aspect of every season, no matter what country it's from. And it's like, they hate it, but if it got cancelled, they'd riot.
Yeah.
And I'm like... What?
Yeah. Wait, so I don't understand. What do they think people are talking about vaginas too much? What?
They think it's misogynistic to be making so many yuck, vaginas are gross jokes. Which I didn't pick up on a single vaginas are gross joke in that episode. I
don't think there's been any vaginas are gross stories, and I also don't understand how it's misogynistic to not be into vaginas.
Well, they're saying that because we're, I say we because I'm also a cis white gay man, that it's misogynistic. And we're not respecting like gender differences.
That doesn't make any sense. I don't like vaginas.
I agree. I think they're just trying to find stuff to pick it apart.
That doesn't make any sense.
And like they were making like yeast jokes and stuff, but it wasn't yuck. Fucking vaginas are disgusting.
Well, yeah. See, I feel like I don't know,
anyway,
man.
You're a vagina haver, so that's why I was asking you.
No, that's fucking stupid. That's so stupid. Gay people, gay men are not into vaginas. They just don't want them. They don't like them. That's just the way it is.
I love vaginas.
Literally the definition of being gay.
I love vaginas. I love that they give birth. I love that they give pleasure to women. I love that they exist.
Yeah.
Love the concept. But like, I don't want to You know what I mean.
I do. I'm Sam. I don't want to get
just
one.
like
Gross.
Not interested in it doesn't mean I'm saying they're the grossest things in existence.
Additionally, even if a physical vagina was the grossest thing in existence.
Have you seen a penis?
I said if. But even if they were, what has that got literally anything to do with
the jokes made in this episode?
Well, a woman. As a person in society.
That's true, I guess.
It doesn't.
That's true.
It's just a body part.
This is also true.
You know? Anyway.
No, I've just seen, there was like multiple of the queens had to make statements on it.
What?
Like, etc. had to say, I don't condone vagina jokes in...
What?
And I'm like, what?
What?
Anyway,
Who cares about vagina jokes?
I'm glad this vagina haver over here is as confused as me.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yep.
That's weird.
Also, a tweet that was put out by some of the queens. I think JoJo's a hoe. Yeah, JoJo actually tweeted and was like, look, am I disgusted by Scarlett? Yes. Do I think you should all stop watching? No, you need to keep watching.
Yeah.
So that we can get a second season.
That's true.
So that we can elevate more marginalized voices.
That's really true.
And specifically, JoJo's like, I want to jump out of a box like Shangela did.
Iconic.
And I want that too.
I mean, I don't know what reference you're making, but I agree.
Of course you don't. But yeah, I'm with JoJo and Art Simone and stuff. They don't stop watching just because of one queen's shitty behavior.
Yeah, I agree. I think...
Especially the show keeps getting better.
It definitely does. It definitely does.
Or editing, maybe.
I don't think you should stop watching because Scarlett's shitty, for sure. But also the idea that they did know about it beforehand and actively were still like, yeah, no, we'll include her. It makes me feel a little bit like, ugh, that's a bit, ugh.
I mean, I can't say for sure, but from what I had heard before the show even started filming, was really hope they don't cast Scarlett Adams. She has a really bad history.
Yeah.
And that was on like Reddit and Twitter. Like it wasn't hard to find.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
And that was before the cast was announced or anything. So I'm like, it's sort of hard to believe that they didn't know.
Yeah.
But I can't say that they did know.
Yeah. That's
fair.
No.
No. Okay, cute. I'm pretty sure we've covered everything. Racism, vaginas.
Oh my God. We just have
Plethora.
too many opinions on things that we should not have opinions on.
It's true. This is true.
Yep.
Cute.
All right. Well.
Okay, where can people follow you, Mads?
Lady Alice 101. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cute. If
That
you want to follow the
just comes out of nowhere.
podcast.
Yeah.
And consume more of our unwarranted opinions.
Which is what you obviously want.
It's true. You can find us wherever good podcasts are streamed. And you can also find us on
podcast is streamed.
on Instagram and Twitter at WTFIH Podcast. And on YouTube at WTF is Happening the Podcast. If you want to follow me on Twitter or TikTok. And I see _sushi. That's it.
Love that for you.
This was an episode, capital E episode.
It was.
I really want to know what was in that Untucked.
Stop. I'd forgotten about that. And now I remember, and now it's going to obsess me.
Yep. Anyway, a bit of a messy episode of this podcast for a messy episode of the show.
It's true. Okay. Bye.
Love you. Bye.